And joining us on the line, great to be chatting to her again, all the way from the US of A in Nashville, Tennessee. We have got Katrina Burgoyne. Katrina, how you doing today?
Hey, Clayton. How you going, mate?
Oh, it's good to hear an Aussie voice from Nashville, I tell you.
So it's good to hear an Aussie voice.
They must be hard to come by at times where you are.
You know what? I was talking to my mother the other day, and I have noticed a few American things I say. Like I'll say "bah" and I'm going to go sang. And then also I was telling Mum about what the food I ate yesterday, and I said, yeah, we had like a turkey wrap with some tomato. And Mum's like, tomato, huh?
Yeah, you got me.
Like, oh my gosh, yeah.
Oh, it's tomato.
Yeah. Well, and my husband my husband's American, and he says tomato now, and so I don't know how I would have said tomato. I don't know why, but anyway,
it just gets in there. It just gets in there, and my wife's of Irish heritage, and when we were in Ireland, her thick Irish accent started to come back because she was around it all the time. And she would say things to me, and I would look at her and go, "What? What are you saying?" And it was almost like I had to get a translator out. And at one point, I just said to her, "Can you have some subtitles here?" And it was because her accent went really thick. And it's but that's what happens. But that's all right. That's all right. We're moving on.
That is funny. You know, my husband says that I only get the thick bogan accent when I'm angry.
That kind of works for all of us, really. So he should be warned about that. But anyway.
Yeah.
And speaking of your husband, he's part of the basis for your new song.
He is. Steve and I started working together. When we started dating, he had a normal corporate job, and then 2020 happened, and he said, well, why don't I produce some songs for you, like, throughout lockdown? And I was like, do you know how to do that? And it turned into, now Steve is a full-time producer, producing music. He, apparently, while I was away on weekends, he would be creating music, and he's always been a musician since he was a kid, but, he never did it full-time like I did. And so he kind of surprised me. He's an amazing producer, and not just that, but throughout 2020 and without, with little money, we tried to figure out how can we promote, these songs that we're releasing, how can we kind of make them a big deal. And so we started filming music video, like our own music video for a song called 25 Cents in the Ashtray in Tennessee. And, we're both camera enthusiasts. So we had the camera that, professionals use. And so it turned into like a number one song on CMT, Tennessee did. Yeah. And now Steve, he's a full-time music producer / cinematographer, and he does music videos for record labels and all around town now. So it kind of like diverted. But yeah, I like to think we're the dream team, but really I think he's the talent. I bring him the songs, and he's the talent. He just looked at me with a big smile. He's like, "Oh, that's so nice."
Well, good on him as well, and Steve is his name, so good on him. So well done.
Yeah, he said, "Good on ya."
And if you're if you're the team, the dream team, hubby and wife doing it together, well, you're almost unstoppable. So I think that's fantastic.
Yeah, 2020 when you don't have much, to work from, and our income substantially dropped. Musician, and he lost his job. And so, but when you have time, you can figure it out, right? Yeah. So that's what 2020 gave us. It gave us time, and we learn a lot from it. So we're pretty blessed. It's like a sweet thing from a bit of a cursed year.
Yeah. Well, in your song, which is called I Want to Get Away With You, that you describe how you first met, and he met by photobombing you.
Yes.
Tell us the story.
This is an interview all about Steve. I didn't even think about that. Yeah. You know what? We actually met in a downtown bar on a Tuesday night, and I played a show downtown on Broadway in Nashville, and my friend said, "Come for a drink," and I'm like, "Oh, I don't really want to go for a drink." But we went for a drink, and this guy come up to me and asked me if he would mind if he took me out for dinner. And I was like, okay. So I gave him my number, like not thinking we would probably go for dinner, but somehow we did. Yeah. Anyway, we started dating for about 3 weeks, and then I went home to Australia, and I really thought I would never see him again. Yeah. Like for a guy to have that much attention span, I was going home for 3 months at the time. Anyway, so long story short, a month into my trip, Steve calls me And he said, "Hey, how would you feel if I come and visited you in Australia?" And I said, "Well, that'd be a bit creepy." But he ended up flying out. He flew out. He met my family. And I was like, we were both really honest about the situation. We're like, we don't know where this is leading. I said to my family, this guy wants to come out. I don't know. It's not like I'm going to marry him or anything. And it was the best thing that, like, from my soul and from my heart that anyone could have ever done. I think that was the last time I went home. So that was 3.5 years ago.
Wow.
And it was amazing. He got to meet my grandfather, and my grandfather said, as we were leaving, he goes, "Look after that mate girl for me." And my grandfather has since passed away, and it was beautiful to have my now husband meet my family, particularly after what we've just gone through globally.
Yeah.
So, it was. There's no one else on this side of the world that has been to where I'm from over here. So it's nice.
Well, Katrina, that's a great story, and it doesn't surprise me that you've put it into a song. So it is a great story.
I thought he deserved a song at least. It was a very grand gesture. So when he came out, he ended up, I took him to Byron Bay, I took him to the Gold Coast, and we really just got away, And when I was thinking of the song, I Want to Get Away With You, it was about, like, stealing someone's heart, as in, like, we were thinking, I want to get away with you, as in, like, not get caught, not get into trouble, not, when you get away with something.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, well, I got away with his heart, and I got away with him on an awesome trip in Australia.
And there's nothing wrong with that. And when I'm listening to the song and watching the video clip, which I'll ask you about in a sec, but just listening to the track, the first thing that got me was, it just reminded me of times when I was first going with my wife, and we would just go away for somewhere, just the two of us, and it just reminded me of that, and how I kind of missed those moments. And I think for many people, because of what's happened in the last couple of years, I think a lot of us do, and I think they're the sort of things that we want to have again, and just to reconnect and re-experience, because it's not that we're trying to reinvent anything, but it's just they were just precious moments, and you realise that what's happened in the last couple of years, that without any planning or anything that you're doing, they can just be taken away from you very quickly.
That is so true. Yeah, and that's so awesome that it reminds you of, you can find your own story in mine, which is, that's the universal language of music, and that's awesome to hear that. So thank you.
Now, you went to Nashville, and it says to me here that you eventually wanted to become, the first Australian female artist to really impact in American country music and that. Do you feel that you're on the road, that you're starting to climb that mountain to do that?
Oh my gosh, Nashville is the hardest city. It's so hard. You can try and bang on doors, but no one's going to answer it. You need someone else to bang on the door and vouch for you. There's so many people in this town that are jumping up and down and saying they're amazing, and on all levels. They might suck or they might be phenomenal, but no one's going to listen to you unless someone else that has already proved themselves is saying, you should check this person out. Yeah. So it is so hard, and particularly, being a female in this town, it is very much a boys' club. You've got people like Ray Lynn and Gabby Barrett, Maren Morris, who are breaking down those barriers of, falling pregnant and pushing through. Like Ray Lynn was playing as a pregnant woman, like shows, right before she had her baby. But as in the corporate world of Nashville, it's really hard as a female. Like, you have to peak in your 20s or it's done. That's the story that we're told. But I like to believe that there are, if you just keep pushing, keep being persistent, you'll find your place. And so that's what I'm doing. That's my hopes. I don't think I could ever not play music. So I wouldn't say I'm well on my way, because that would be a very bold statement. I mean, this is such a hard town, but I'm really trying. Yeah.
Well, it says in my notes here that you're described as the female Keith Urban. So it makes me wonder, you're going to get all the tattoos and the weird hairstyles, because that's what he seems to do.
I don't play guitar like Keith. I would love to play guitar like Keith. But, if I could liken my music to something, I would say I could see where that similarity comes from.
Yeah.
Keith Urban or, even of late, we've really been studying like Shania Twain and her producer Mutt Lange. So I grew up, that's the reason why I played music is because I love Shania. So I've been writing some Shania-esque type songs for the girls lately, which I love.
Okay.
So there's some more songs coming out for the girls. But yeah, definitely no tattoos for me. I'm not a tattoo kind of girl. I could never even draw on my hand. But, my goal, my dream, and I keep trying to envision it. Like, I would love to open for Keith Urban one day on a national tour. That would be like, I would feel like I've achieved something.
Yep.
Like that would be my main goal. That would be an amazing experience. So if you guys could send up some wishes and manifestos to the universe for me from Australia, that'd be the best.
Well, I'm watching your video clip that's playing on my screen here for the song I Want to Get Away With You, and you're just at the point where you're doing your guitar solo, so you seem to be handling the guitar quite well. So I think don't talk yourself down there. You've got some chops there.
Oh, thanks, mate. I appreciate it. I picked up, playing electric guitar is something I've always wanted to do, and I picked up the guitar this year, actually. So I'm only a baby on electric guitar. But, I've been full-time musician since I was 19 years old, just playing solo gigs myself and my boys, like playing guitar and singing at bars. So I know I got the chops in like to strum it and play it and sing it, but man, to do a lead thing, far out. Like it's hard. So, but it's been fun. I loved it. So it was like a bit of an accomplishment for me to go, man, I did that. It's cool. So hopefully I can do it again.
Yes, you do it again.
Solos.
Keep doing it. Yes, keep doing it.
Yeah.
Keep doing it because, I just love that. So where was the video filmed? Because it's just you guys in the field, you and your band. So
Steve and I set up in a, public park.
Oh.
And, we bought a generator out. We bought speakers out. We bought a drum kit, bass, amps and guitar amps. And we just, said a quick little prayer that we wouldn't get arrested. So we didn't. And so the drummer was like, "Yeah, you could do this in a public park." It was kind of at a lake.
Yeah.
So, but we're trying to avoid cars driving past and things like that. But we had a blast. We sweated our faces off, and we made this really cute video.
Yeah, it is.
We have some actors from Nashville, and it tells our story of how we kind of, our passion for photography, and actually the male proposes to the female in this music video. And it's exactly the same way Steve proposed to me when he put a video camera out and said he was going to take a photo of us, and then he put it on video mode and filmed us actually him going down on one knee. So we kind of replicated that.
Well, you got there before I was going to ask that question if that's what exactly happened. So you've already answered that for me, which makes me then think there was a scene about a couple in the front seat of a truck, which I gather that was also what happened as well. But we won't go into that.
Only PG here.
It is a great little clip. But I wanted to ask you about that scene. So that's exactly what Steve did.
Yeah, well, Steve, it was all on film. And actually, to be honest, the Tennessee music video that we have, it was actually the story of us meeting before I went back home to Australia. It was our first date. We replicated our first date. I mean, to be honest, we're not that creative with ideas, so we just kind of replicate our own life story in music video.
Well, there's nothing wrong with that. But why didn't you use actual footage?
Well, the footage of Steve going down on one knee, it looks more like, for a cinematographer, I mean, it looks like a home video.
Okay. Okay. Now we're getting critical. All right.
The lighting wasn't right and all that stuff. And, it's really hard. And, we actually, used Keith Urban as Keith Urban has music videos, and he's not the actor in the music videos. They normally get a male and female actor. And because Steve is behind the camera all the time, it's really hard to get the vision we want with someone else filming. Yeah. And we have tried that before, but, we thought, And we also thought it would be more cost effective if we pay for an actor rather than a cinematographer. So that was also a part of the strategy.
Well, it's a great, as you said, a cute clip, and it's worth watching, folks. So check it out. You can get it from Katrina's website. It's on there. I've just been watching it on there as well as you can get it on YouTube. So that's
and
good.
My last name is really hard to pronounce or spell. I was 11 before I could spell my last name, so I've made it really easy. So it's like kbcountry.net is my website link.
Okay. Well, I'm looking at katrinaburgoyne.com because we're quite familiar with the name Burgoyne around here.
That also works.
So, yeah.
Oh, of course you would be South Australian.
Yes, yeah, very familiar. So it's a familiar name here, so we got no problem there whatsoever. But we're
Perfect.
loving the clip.
Easy.
And we're loving your music, and we love Tennessee as well. That's one of our favourite songs here. So you've got some good friends here that love your music. So just quickly,
I appreciate that.
The last time I spoke to you was with Troy Kemp. So how's Troy doing?
He's doing great. It is his birthday tomorrow.
Oh, well, wish him happy birthday from us,
I will. So we're going to go to his birthday party tomorrow, and we're excited. Lately we've just been working so much that we haven't been able to have time with friends and hanging out and just relaxing. So it's going to be good. It's going to be a birthday party on a Wednesday night, but it's before the CMA Fest. CMA Fest starts Thursday. So,
well, let him know. It's been a while since I've heard from him as well. So he needs to pull his finger out and get a song happening. So
he does. I will tell him that.
Yeah.
I'll tell him that. I'll say that Clayton told you that you need to pull your finger out, mate.
You do it. You do it.
Actually, I know he's been talking to Steve about a song, actually. So I think there might be something in the pipeline.
All right. Well, I'm looking forward to it. It won't be long before we'll be talking with Troy. But at the moment, we're talking to Katrina. And Katrina, it has been an absolute pleasure to you. All the best to you and Steve. Thank you so much for spending time with us. And I'm sure you're going to have a wonderful life together. And I'm looking forward to more tales from your life that'll come up in your music and also in your music videos.
Yes, yeah, or something more creative, really. Thank you. I appreciate that. And thanks. Keep playing my song. It means the world. Keep brainwashing all my South Australian friends. That would. And anyone at home, if you listen to the song and like it, please share it to your friends. I am an independent musician out here and just trying to have a crack. So every spin, it really helps.
It certainly does.
Yeah.
It certainly does. Well, Katrina, the song's here ready to go. Thank you so much for spending time with us. Take care in Nashville and that, and good luck with everything. If you could please introduce it for all our Flow listeners.
G'day, my name's Katrina Burgoyne, and this is my brand new single, I Want to Get Away With You.
I don't know what I was thinking. Going every dime at a good time weekend. Turning it up all over town. No plans on settling down. Then you photograph me on a rooftop bar. The next late night I'm in your car. Your hands in my head, I whisper in your ear for the record, boy. I wanna get away with you and be the lucky one that takes it too far. It gets out of here with you. Doesn't get caught doing what I shouldn't do. I don't care what I'm getting into. Out from the sky, fading in the rear view. I wanna get away, I wanna get away. Ooh, I wanna get away with you. I don't know if I could keep the sky from wrecking. 90 miles an hour, kissing every other second. Breath on my neck, fogging up the windshield. You got the wheel. I wanna get away with you and be the lucky one that takes it too far. That gets out of here with you. That doesn't get caught doing what you shouldn't do. I don't care what I'm getting into. Out right in the sky, faded in a rear view. I wanna get away. I wanna get away. Ooh, I wanna get away with you. I wanna get away, 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 wanna get away. I wanna get away, get away with you. I wanna get away, get away with you. I wanna get away, get away with you. Be the lucky one that takes it too far. That gets out of here with you. That doesn't